Hello, everyone. So, welcome to our mini session, episode 18. If you're new here, welcome to Uncut Exception. We do these sessions weekly, every 9 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. These sessions usually has two speakers, and it usually lasts for an hour. So, for this session, we're gonna talk about Python Context Managers by Emmanuel Lodovice. And then we're gonna talk about Redux in Angular, which will be discussed by our guest speaker from Angular Cebu, Drew Hiyas. So our first speaker is Eman. So you can share your screen now and start.
All right. Um, Share screen. Okay. So, hi everyone. It has been a while. I haven't been joining the streams for several sessions now, but I'm back. So today want to talk about context managers and context vars because I've just used this recently and I find it very interesting. So what are context managers? So these are this is Python, by the way. So context managers are basically ways in Python that allows you to um, sort of allocate and take away resources whenever precisely like on your control. But that's not really the only purpose. But the main thing that it does is it allows you to define an entry point and an exit point of a certain code block. So, for example, what you would, if you are a Python developer, you probably have seen something like um, this, like with open my file dot txt text as f dot read. If we have a new file here, my call this my.txt, and then content is here, and then if we run it, it's not working because I did not print. Okay. All right, so here we are it's a classic basic file reading in Python. So what is happening here? It opens up a file, the my.txt, and then reads it, and then after reading it, it actually closes the file to avoid some memory leaks or free up some memory. So this is using context managers. If you are not using a context manager here, you should write it like this, like f is equals to open my.txt, try print f.read, uh, finally f.close. So what we're actually doing here is like when you open a file in Python, you need to close it to free up the memory or to release it. So here we are opening a file and then we're reading it. So we're wrapping it inside a try finally block so that even if something goes wrong inside this block, for example, we raise an exception here, error. Um, then we print something here. So um, even if there's an exception that's raised inside this block, we are still able to close the file, as you can see here. So this is like a lot of code, and then if you do this over and over again, if you have many file reading methods in your code base, then it's a bit hectic. I mean, and clean. So you use context managers for it, like this one. So let's try making our own context manager. So what I want to do is like you make a context manager for locking, but we're using the file system to lock. So what we're doing is we write we create a new file, and to represent that it's been locked, and then if and then delete the file to represent that it has been unlocked. So if the file exists, it means you can't acquire a lock. If you are able to create a file, that means that you were able to acquire the lock. So let's say class lock, and then of course in Python you need to define the init function. So we have, and then we say I want to accept like the name of the lock. Let's just say lock name, and then I want to accept a boolean that says whether to wait for the lock to be like released by some other process or not. So let's just say wait equals false by default, and then so internally we are saving a file name. So let's just say / lock name dot lock. Actually we can make it a hidden file. Okay, and then self that wait equals wait. So here comes what's specific to context manager. You need to define def __ enter. So this is the entry point of your context manager. So what will we do here? Let's just say while true, we say if os dot path. I'll just import os first. Import os dot path that is file self dot underscore f name. So if the file exists, we just say if the file exists, if self dot wait, we say import time. Um, time that sleep. Say I think this is in seconds. So just say we wait for 3 seconds, and then else we erase an exception. Cannot acquire lock. So else, if the file does not exist, that means we are able to acquire the lock. We just say yeah. We create the file. So that underscore that touch, and then we break. So we end up the loop, and then we return whatever value that you want whatever value you want this f here to get. If you don't want to give any value, you can just, I don't know, return none. Then you need to define the exit function. Let's just say args. So in the exit function, we want to always delete this created file in order to release the lock. So let's just say if os that path that is file self that f name os that remove self that f name. So this is it. This is our context manager, and let's test it out. Maybe it doesn't work. Let's just say with flock cheese. I don't know why I thought of cheese, but whatever. Print cheese. So and then let's just say wait equals false. Oh. And then let's run it. Okay, so it was able to acquire a lock. That's why cheese was printed here. What if we create a file and then we run it? So it is not able to acquire the lock. That is why an exception is being raised here. So if we remove it, it is then again able to acquire the lock. That's what cheese is printed. But if you say ls, that cheese, that lock is not there. So it is being removed. So let's like trace this. We say let's just do print, enter, print, exit. So if we try to trace it, first it goes to the enter method, and then it runs whatever is inside the with block. That's why cheese is printed here, and then it runs the exit method. So what if there is an exception raised here? Something's wrong. Um, error. So an error occurred within the with block, but the exit method is still executed. So we are still able to clean up our created lock file. So that is it. I actually like have written code similar to this that is running in production. But we are using it is using some sort of cache to create to store the lock, like for example Redis. So that's that. That's context managers in the class form. But there is also a shorter way of doing this. So you can also do from context lib import context manager. So you do this through the generator way. So you have the flock. Uh, what were we accepting here? Context manager. So you decorate the function with context manager, and then let's just say let's copy stuff. It's basically just the same logic, except here we don't need self. Here we don't need self. Here we don't need self. And then we yield. So the yield keyword in Python is like for generators. It allows you to tell like to call this transfer control to the calling function. And then after yield, of course, we need to wrap this with a try finally. After that, we delete the file. Okay. So what we're doing here is just basically we've rewritten this into a method form. First, we have an fname to store the file name of our lock file, and then we try to create the lock file, and then we yield. So we transfer control to the one that's calling our context manager, and then when this is done, when this block is done, this function takes over again, and then we run the code that deletes the lock file. So let's try this. Let's just say with flock I don't know, corn. Wait, equals false. Let's just say print corn. Um, then we run it. Okay, there was an exception, so it ended up. Wait, there's an exception here. Let me just remove it so that our code can continue. So, yep, we have a cheese and exit through cheese, and then corn is being run. Um, okay, so if we trace this, we just say print uh, enter, and then here we have exit. We run it again, so we have enter for the this block, and then we print corn and we then exit. What if an exception is raised here? So exit is still getting executed. So our the lock file is still not there. So what if we say wait false and then we just wait true, and then we create that corn dot block. So it is waiting. I guess I need another terminal. I will remove this file, and then we'll see it finally continued, and corn is executed as well as exit. Okay, that is context managers, Python context managers. So this thing is like pretty basic, although you can do everything without using context managers, I think. But some things are just nicer with context managers being used. It's just simpler. So, but what I'm really interested in is the concept of context vars. So are context vars are just ways to store states inside your context or inside the context manager. So if you have some variables that you want to be accessible inside the context block, you use context vars for it. So let's do that. Let's see what we can do. So for context vars, I want to like demo it using like a concept of prefixer. Like you print something and then you set a global prefix. So this could be useful if you are doing some libraries for printing or logging or whatever. So I have a new file here called prefixer.py. That's it's not necessary. Let's just do it here. So from context vars import context var. So we say prefix uh, p prefix equals context var, and then p prefix. So this first argument is just the name of this context var. It's like useless, and then you actually also need to accept the default. So the default is the default value, and you try to access the value of the p prefix if there is none set. So then we create a method or a context manager that sets a p prefix. So with not with set prefix, and then the prefix set p prefix. Okay, so what we do is token equals p prefix dot set prefix. and then try yield, and then finally p prefix dot remove unset reset. Okay, reset token. So the context var object, you can set its value using the set method, and then that set method will return a token. You need this token to reset that value. So when you call p prefix reset, you pass in that token. So what we're actually doing here is creating a context manager that's able to set the prefix inside it and then clear it when it's done. Clear the prefix when it's done. So let's make a function that makes use of this context manager. So let's just say the p print. So and then it's just say values. First we try to get the prefix. P prefix that get, and then if there's a value, we just say print prefix, comma, everything else, the original argument, and then if there is no value, let's just print the original argument without any prefix. So let's test it out. Let's just call in our main function. It's way too far. I don't know why I wrote that there. So let's just say p prefix p print. Hello. Oh, value is not defined. Okay. Keep calm. Okay. We're missing the S. Okay, so it's printing hello. Good. Hi. Let's remove that for now. So let's say we set the prefix to uh, collection, and then we print hello. So now we have a prefix when we print it. But if we call this outside, hi, the prefix is gone. So that is not so amazing yet, but it gets crazier if you set another, if you do like nesting, like collection colon how do I I'm super out of words for this demo. So let's whatever. And then print cooler hello. I was a bit scared. It's p print, not print. So now the prefix is cooler hello. But if you say we get out of this context, but still inside this context, it gets back the original prefix, which is this one. So you can do as many nesting as you want. The context vars will manage it by itself. And that is it. If there are any questions about context managers and context vars, shoot, let me know. Thanks.
All right. So time for the Q&A. Is there any question, guys? And for our audience, You can leave a comment uh, under the video, the live video. If you have any questions, feel free to do so. So, guys, no questions. It's just two things.
No.
Everyone understand it or no one is listening.
Yeah, that
No,
was pretty clear. Yeah.
yeah, everything's pretty clear. Okay, so I think we have to proceed to our second speaker, which is from Angular Cebu. I think everyone knows him. Hello, Drew Hiyas, and he's gonna talk about Redux in Angular. So you can start sharing your screen now, and we will exit from the screen.
Okay, so everybody here. Okay, everyone hear me? Hello, muna ako. Ay,
Hi, Drew. Not not really. how about
hello.
how about you guys?
Hmm?
uh, it's like stop
You're,
Okay.
dance.
you're kind of choppy.
Okay. Wait. Wait. I have some difficulties. Okay, kana.
Yeah, better, I think. Sige, daw.
Okay, so yeah. Hi guys, hi everyone. Thank you for Uncaught exception for guest to this episode. So yeah, I'm here to talk about state management in Angular. So just a disclaimer, I won't be talking about RxJS because the management in Angular is built with the JS uh, in depth. So yeah, we're going to talk about NGRX. So this is the reactive state management for Angular. So it's like the implementation of Redux for Angular. Because Redux is familiar, right, popular with the React framework. So yeah, let's get started. So firstly, I already have a pre-made project, but for this we're gonna have to install RxJS because it's the one being used with NGRX, and then we're going to install NGRX store, which I'll be talking about later on, and the NGRX effects. Okay, so just a brief uh, discussion about NGRX. So this is my slide. So NGRX has this Redux points implemented. So it has the action, the reduce, and store. So if you're familiar with Redux already, you'll be familiar with these terms. So yeah, so from the UI, the user who interacts with your application will can dispatch actions, certain actions, which will be pointed out to the NRX action. And then so example of actions in NGRX like clicks, routes, etc., and so on. And so after it, the action will change or will up the reducer. So just a quick note that the reducer is an immutable object. Immutable is it can be changed, but rather be updated. Yeah, and lastly, the store, uh, which is basically client side database or your web app, use NGRX. Okay, let's get started with creating our project. As you can see, I have my app component here. Let's start the project first. No, because I don't like Google taking my privacy. Anyway, so it's complete now, and I'm using Anchor, I think, for this, and NGRX version 7, not the 8, because I wanted it to be like you have to can know what's ongoing inside the job. So yeah, it already compiled. And so as you can see, when we're into what's that 400, I have quick create. What I do is add the NGRX functionality within the app, and then let's see how NGRX functions. So I have done most of this. The first one is basic stuff, and the second one is the one which will fetch or retrieve from JSON placeholder. Yeah, with NGRX. So started. So firstly, we're going to go to app module. We're gonna create a new. I'm gonna make it app the reducer.ts. Okay. Yep. And then in our app.module.ts, I'm gonna import store module. Wait. I'm gonna import store module from NGRX store. That our reducer functions will be registered to our app module.ts. So in our imports, we're gonna add the store module.root, and then let's say I forgot to tell you about the demo. So I have this. Actually, I already have this application which translates hello world to Bisaya and translate back to English using NGRX. So it's a really simple demo. Just show you how NGRX works. So in our store module.for, I'm gonna add a message and then reducer. So for now, we're gonna just put the reducer in here, which will be implementing later on. So I just have to make the module ready. Reducer. Okay. So next, what we're gonna do is we go to the reducer.s and then create a reducer function. So the reducer function is where you uh, you change the state of the application. Like for example, on this demo, we have our message that we have to change the translation. We change the reducer function. So I'm gonna import action from NGRX store and then create our function, which is the app producer. And then our state here is just a simple string with an initialized or initial value hello. Okay. And then the send is action, which is the type action that that will go through in our reducer function. So now we have the app view already set up and the reducer TS is set up also, but we're doing something. So to make changes to our state, we're gonna create an action functions. So actions meaning this is the hooks or the functions that can uh, distinguish how the state reacts. So for example, if you run this action to the reduce function, so the reducer will react accordingly according to what you've set on the reducer. So just discuss it later on. So let's create a new file and then name it the action.ts. So in our yeah, I'm in our actions.ts, I'm gonna import action from NGRX store, and then create create a what you call this? Wait, yeah, create um uh, action name for the actions that we're gonna use in app reducer. So now we're gonna translate to saya saya, which is say translate to yeah. So you can see we have the constant string, which is I would translate to Bisaya and app translate to Bisaya. So in when the action is dispatched, this this string or this properties are one being shown, and if you have the Redux tool for bugging Redux, okay, so this the uh, action ID for it. So yeah, I make another one. Translate to English. Translate English. Okay, then gonna make a class. Translate to Bisaya that will implement an action. So action has a read-only type, which is we have to get the one here. So that's the type of the action, and then yeah, and then I think we're gonna pass the
Hey, Dirk, excuse me.
yeah. Let's just
Joe.
make that like that. Okay.
Maybe you
Next
can
is
off your
translate.
cam.
Yeah.
Hello, Joe. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Maybe you can turn off your cam
Yes.
so your stream will be will
Okay.
be
Sure.
smoother. Yeah, I think that's okay.
Is
All
it
right.
okay
Sorry.
now? Okay.
Yeah, you're more
Sorry,
your audio is
our
more
internet provider is not
clearer
working
now.
correctly.
Yeah, well, we're in the Philippines,
Oh,
so it's not a surprise. Anyways, sorry for interrupting.
mm. That's fine. So okay, so let's going. So we have the translate to Isaiah action and translate to English action. And now I'm gonna export all those as all because we're gonna use this in our user function. This is how we implement the actions TS. And the next one would be yeah. We have the action now. We have, but we don't know how the reducer translates or filter out or reacts to the actions being thrown to the state. So what we're gonna do is let's create a switch here, and then let's make action that so as you can see, if you have action that type, it refers to strings. So this is the ID of our action. So for example, yeah, oh wait, I'm gonna import the app actions first. Actions, actions, that, that actions, okay, and then let's app the action that translate Bisaya. Oh, wait, case, yeah. So because we just have a simple state in here, let's just return a string. Uh, so what's the desired translation of hello? Hello is kumusta? Kalibutan is world. Okay, it work for now. And then the next one is case app actions state to English, which we will just return. Uh, hello. Okay. Okay. And then for the default return or default case, let's return hello world again. Or rather, okay. Okay, all right. Wait a minute. I just uh, change the uh, worries. I'm I just like the quote mark on Questlet. That's why I have to change this config to change. But anyway, it's fine. It will just load uh, correctly. So today we have the where's my we have the action, app the actions, and then reducer. Okay, and now of course after component. And now we're going back to the app component of this. Yeah, and then uh, implement on init here. Just a quick note of the how we create components in Angular. So for me, personally, I don't like to use a constructor or to to uh, code's install constructor because number one, it will ruin the regular life cycle, and number two, it's just I just don't like putting it there. So, yeah. So now we're going to the app component, and then create an interface here with the app date. Okay. And just put message string. Okay. Yeah. So if you're wondering why is it that the app state is implemented like or written like that, it's because under our technology.ts have this JSON here or object here with the message and app reducer. So in real world scenario, this state could be created on another file. But for the sake of this demo, I'll just put it here for now. So, yep. Next is engine init. And then, yeah, and then on our constructor, I'm gonna import the store since it's the one that we're gonna use to retrieve our state. Okay, what's happening? And then private store is equals to store, and then we have to pass the app state as the store. Yeah. And now we're gonna create an observable. We're gonna use an observable RxJS, and then create an observable here after the constructor, like message. Just to observable and string. Okay. So now I'm gonna select the current state of our store. So let's store, let's select, then select the message, and then pass it to the that message. So this that message is of strings, which is the select will give us the a string. Okay, so now let's go to the on wait. Let's create a function first. So let's create translate to Bisaya, and then to English. Okay, and we will dispatch an action here. So I forgot to import our actions, app actions from app actions. Yes. Okay. So after which, this is for the dispatch. So new app actions that translate to this. Okay. And then other one is I'm just gonna copy paste and then translate to English. Okay. And then now I'm gonna go to the app component HTML, paste everything, and then just create a simple H1 and wait, and two buttons. So we are Isaiah, and then click. So let's call the translate Bisaya, and then this one English. Okay. And then inside H1, we're gonna asynchronously what you call this? Asynchronously uh subscribe or observable. I forgot the term. I'm sorry. So I have this message and then async. Okay. Now let's the error code app component. No pipe file name async. Hmm. What did I do wrong? Wait, where's my oh wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my. Okay. Okay. Am I sharing? Yeah. I'm sharing the screen. Okay.
Yeah. Because
So yeah. My iPad just stopped working. So my Codigo application is here. Anyway, so what did I do? Yeah, I have this async function, but I think I'm just gonna recompile this one. Ooh, yep. Okay. Okay, compiled successfully. Now let's go to the demo again. As you can see, there's Hello World. And then when I click Bisaya, it says Kumusta Kalibutan. And English, I forgot, sorry. The app producer is translate to English. What have I done? Abstractions, translate to English. Is it not working? Wait, I have some abstractions translate to Bisaya, translate to English, translate to English, Bisaya. My reducer is but okay. But anyway, so I don't know why it's just Kumusta Kalibutan here, but it never went to translate to English. I think yeah. So as you can see, the function here just went kumusta kalibutan. It's because the two functions has the same uh, action ID or the same action string. So I'm gonna uh, edit it to translate to English, and then it compiled successfully, and then now it's working correctly. Okay. So that's the simple term or the simple implementation for the um, NGRX demo. So the second one I will be showing you is we're gonna create another state which will be tackling about the extensive or the the advanced, not really advanced, but we're gonna use the effects to uh, get the data from JSON placeholder going to our project. Okay, so let's get going. So I'm gonna stop this and then create another component, which is I might name, let's say it's post, component post, and then let's create another for the service. Okay, so yeah, so last time I have this post.service.ts that I copied from the internet because I'm lazy. So what we're gonna do is, where's that post service? Yeah. What we're gonna do, or we're not gonna use a post service, but rather instead of post service, we're gonna make use of effects in creating or fetching data from the APIs. So for now, let's create another reducer actions and uh, effects for this post example. So I'm gonna create a new file. I'm gonna post that model.ts. So post.model.ts will be we just have this. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I hope my iPad works. Okay, so it's working. So let's create the model, post model, which we just have the user ID name, title, and body. And then the next one is we're gonna create a new file, the post.actions.ts. So if you're developing the NGRX for your applications, you have you make what you call this? You 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 anyway. Imong kuanon, imong kanang tan-awon if kanang ang imong flow sa paghimo or pagdevelop sa NGRX is sakto. So yeah, so basically the first one will be the model, and the second is the actions, and the third one is the reducer. So yeah, because when I am learning NGRX before, I was very like wala ko kasabot sa akong buhaton, and that's why uh, maabot usahay na naglibog na ko sa akong buhaton for the NGRX. But later on, I found out that there's just a way to organize things when you do the development for the state management. So yeah, so now we're gonna create an action, then import again the action from at NGRX store and create the IDs. So let's just have the add post, post, add post. And then I just gonna copy this one, para madali ta. And then we have the delete post and the fetch post. So the add post has a constructor. So sa akong example before, we don't have this constructor, right? So the constructors for the action is the way or kanang rather mo na siya ang kanang way na to na we can pass values from our effects going to the uh, the state or the reducer, so via the constructor. So I have add post, which implements an action, delete post, and fetch post. And fetch post is the one that we're gonna use with the effects, and the add post and delete post is for our reducer. So let's create another file, the post that reducer that ts, and then in these reducers we're gonna wait, post actions. Okay, we're gonna create a reducer function which has this two switch or two action types, the add post and delete post. Why we don't have the fetch in here? It's because the fetch action will just fetch the the APIs, and then after fetching, it will then pass the fetch data or the data that was fetched from the API to the one in this action, or it will dispatch another action to update the state. Okay, so yeah, so I've already implemented the post reducer, which is we we updated the state and add the action that post in here. So the post is in, so this action that post is found on the constructor. If you go back to the add post, this is the post. As you can see, this is the one that the reducer uses to update the state. So let's just save that and then save this one. And then now we're gonna go create our effect. New file, post that effects, that yes. And then yeah, actually um, effects are like service. It's injectable. You can use it anywhere on the components. So I just gonna paste that one. Okay. So and delete this one. Okay. I just have to discuss line by line. So and then post model, post actions. Yeah. So in this one on our effects, so I've created, or I am using the JSON placeholder as my API source for this one. I have this HTTP options, which is we're not gonna use because I haven't added the, or rather I erased the one that can post back to JSON placeholder for the updates. But anyway, I just have to show you how effects be used in retrieving APIs. So I think they are just similar. So in our constructor, I have these actions from NGRX and the HTTP client, which will fetch the data from the JSON placeholder. So I also have this post actions.all, so that I can use the actions that I implemented on the post actions. So in creating an effect, let's just say we don't have that yet in here. Where we'll be using the effect metadata to create an effect, and then name our effect. For example, retrieve posts. So actually, this one in here, retrieve posts, really doesn't dili siya kuan. You can name it any way you want. Kay it's just a placeholder ID for the effect. So yeah, and then yeah, I think dili na siya i-call anywhere because yeah, I just discussed the other things later on. So now we're gonna create observable with the type action, and then call this that actions. Actions is the one from the NGRX effects, and then create a pipe in here, NGRX pipe, and then uh, have an off type. So off type will be the post actions that fetch post. So what will happen? What will happen in here when I dispatch the fetch post action? Automatically, this effect will run. Okay, so it's like the fetch post is run, but the effect will because the it's we connected the effect with the function or the fetch post function, so it will immediately run when we dispatch the fetch post action. Okay, and then I'm gonna use switch map to retrieve the data from our JSON placeholder, which is running the get post command, and then after which we're gonna add the wait a minute uncut map. So yeah, disclaimer: um, I won't be discussing about NGRX, RxJS rather, because uh, it's really hard to discuss it when we're time limited. So yeah, so post that map, and then I'm gonna transform it to post actions that add post. Oh, post. Okay. So as you can see, what I did here is retrieve post is I connected the effect to the fetch post action via the off type pipe, and then use the switch map to call the get HTTP call to get the data from our JSON placeholder. And then I've used concat map to dispatch an action that can update our reducer. So as you can see, it's observable action, right? So on the when creating an action or creating an effect, it should really return a new observable or another observable which has a type action. So that's why I made a concat map in here to to uh, to convert it to or call another action, which is the add post. The post. And yeah, I think that's it for our post effects. Now we're gonna go to our app.module.ts and then add another reducer in here, which is we're gonna import first the post reducer from post and then post reducer. Okay. And then gonna add the post reducer in here. And also I'm gonna add the effects module that for root and then provide our effects module, which is the not the post service, post effects. Okay, post effects. Okay, so we're done in here. Now we're going back to our post component.html. So I mean the TS. So in here, we're gonna create another app state. So wait a minute, where is it? Interface app state. Okay. So and then just get the post, which is a post model array. Oh, wait a minute. Have we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So haven't really go through the lines here, no? So mabalik lang ta sa reducer ha, just to go on the confusion. So for our state here, actually we have this post model array as our default state, or our as our state for the post, because we're fetching a list of kind of posts man from the JSON placeholder. So we provided the post array in here as our state, and then the default state are as our default value for our state. And then we added the actions, and then created the the updates for the state, like the add post and the delete post and the return state. Okay, so that's quick. And now we're gonna create the app state here. We have the post model, and then import the store. Okay. So private store is equals to store, and then the app state. Okay. And then now we're creating another observable here. So let's say it's posts, which is an observable with the post model array, and then this that posts is equals to this that store that select, and let's select the app state, which is the posts. Okay. So now let's create another function to add posts to our state. Then let's dispatch. Oh wait, let's create a string title equals to and the body equals to like that. Okay, and then the add post. So this that's stored the dispatch, and then I forgot to import the actions in here. Import as post actions from actions. Okay, then dispatch post actions that fetch posts. New. Okay. Oh, nope, nope. Let's not run it there. It's here. Para maka-fetch ta on init of the component. And then add post is this that store that dispatch new post actions that add post. And then let's say what do you call this? Add post. It's post model. Yeah. Okay, where's my component? Here. So title is equal to this, the title, and then body equals to this, that body, and then I just have to create user ID as 1 just for now, and the ID as gonna create a random ID for our post, which I will be using the window.crypto get random values. Oh, wait. Okay. So that's new int to array and then this one. Okay. So this is just to get the random values. Okay. And then the delete post. So I have a post ID as a number. And then let's just dispatch that post. So post ID. Okay. So after it, we're going to the post component.html and then just create a div for this, or rather just a table, and then tr tb title, and then gonna create another input type equals to text, and then banana in a box, ng model equals to title, and then the next one will be body type text and body. So a third thread because we don't have the forms module in our applet module here. So I'm just gonna add the forms module. Okay, and let's go back. Okay, and another one, tr td call span equals to 2, and then let's put the button in here, post, which has a click action add post. Okay, and then for the HR horizontal rule, let's just create another table. So let's style that one with margin bottom 5x, and then tr. So we have on our app model.ts, we have the title, body, and the ID username. We don't have the name, so I just have to where is it? So for the first column, we have the title, H2. So let's ng4 for let post of post async, and then after is gonna add the post that title, and then another tr for post that body. Okay, with a call span 2, and gonna add the delete button in here, and then the post that ID. Okay, I think that's it. And let's add the let's add another feature in here, and then call the app post, and start the Angular application again. So Faye, are you still there?
Yeah.
Hello, Faye.
Hello. We're still here. We're still listening.
So Faye, are you still? Okay.
Don't worry,
It
we
took
got
me
you,
quite
Bra.
a while for the demo.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. And then let's start. And then I think I have some errors. I have some errors. No problem for the HTTP client. So I forgot to add the HTTP client module. Yep. Okay. Ta-da! So ta-da! So ta-da! So this post is from the uh, JSON parser or JSON placeholder. And then if I delete this one, as you can see, it deletes. And then if I add Uncaught exception, you rock. And then click post. And as you can see, my post is here. Uncaught exception, you rock. Yeah, so any questions?
That's it, Joe. You're done.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi,
Ano yung
Drew.
pangutana?
Okay.
Yes.
I So I think we
Okay.
have a lot of questions from our viewers for you. So I think we will start with the questions from the viewers, and then if anyone in the stream has a question, we can talk about it after them. So the first question is this from Mary Louise
Okay.
Hermosa. Is the message like the selector?
Okay.
Um,
The message, like, Arnold?
no.
Okay. So the message is the selector. What do you mean about the selector?
I think this was during the part
Like,
where you were defining your selector in your code, and then you pass in a string message. So that's
yeah.
maybe, yes, that
Yeah.
one.
So, uh, okay. So, Mary. Okay. Hi, Mary. So I think I got your point. Uh, the nudge is the selector for this one. For this one. Uh, because in my module, the store root added message here. So usually we put it under another file, right? Like the app selector TS or something, and then just export it here. I just gonna have to show you how we do it. So for example, we have the app that reducers that is nope, that's select TS. And then I just have to, where is that one? This on another, the other, there's, and then just, wait, nadugan na noon.
Like I Drew.
Okay. Ako nag-ikuan kay sa real world scenarios manggod, dili siya ibang as such na inani, pero lang ikuan. Interface. Port cons. Port cons. My reduce. Let's put mo. Okay. And then just that in here. Ito ba? Yeah. Wag na lang. Okay. Special
Ah,
selector.
okay. Did
Okay.
you did we answer your question,
Totally.
Ate Luis? Okay, let's
I
proceed to
think
the
not.
second one. Okay. So let's proceed to the second one. So there's a follow-up question. Sorry, Drew, but I think you got the turn off your cam. Sorry, the audio is really bad. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
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 We have to
Yeah,
compensate. Sorry. So the next question is this.
it's fine.
Also, the next question is also, do you have to add a new quote unquote
Yeah, new
to every
action.
action you dispatch?
Yes, definitely. Because you're creating another instance of the function or the action. So it's like creating a new instance of the action class for the dispatch. So the new term is with uh, needed. Okay.
All right. Hmm. Scoring for. Okay. So I think that's the two questions from the viewers. Do you have any other question, guys? You can put.
Yes. Yes, I have a
Yeah.
question.
All right, Joe. You can continue.
Wala question. Arnel.
Yes, I yes, I have a question. Um, so with so I've used a little bit of
Sige.
Angular, and I for like state management, I've just been using the Angular services since they can be like accessed by like all the other components also. So my question would be like, what's something in NGRX that can't be done with like the Angular services, just using Angular services? Like, yeah, what's in NGRX that's not in just the Angular services?
Can you repeat the question? Arnel, I can't hear
Sorry.
properly.
Okay, no problem. For with Angular, I've for state management, I've in my little experience with Angular, I only use Angular services for state management. So my
Okay.
question is, what
Mm.
sort of like why should I use NGRX, or like what's a feature maybe in NGRX that's not available or maybe very difficult to achieve with just Angular services?
Okay, so uh, good question. Actually, the state management is used. For example, you have to fetch data. Like I just give you a scenario. Without state management, if you're just using services. So if you're just using services, then you have this daghan na data na i-fetch every now and then. Every load sa imong service, you have to fetch all the data from your API, right? So the function of state management is on the first run, and the state is when the application is still initializing, getting the fetch data, the state management will save that data to the store. And ang imong buhat na ana is like you have the for example, you have the fresh copy of the data from the uh, from your API, and then kanang inig balik inig update sa data balik. You don't have to get the data again. It's just like that. You run an update request by post or update to the API, and then update also the state with the new data na imong put. So, I think ang kuan lang gid niya is pa kuan siya, pa less na sa time na ng or bandwidth na ang gi-consume sa application just to feed the data and save the data. So how I answer your question correctly?
Yes, kinda. Okay, thank you. Um, Thanks, Drew. Anyone else
Okay.
has questions?
Anyone else has questions? Any other questions? Darrell, Kuyaman?
I think I have a question, although
Okay.
I'm not really familiar with these technologies. So, I think recently in React there's been a development of using context. What was that context? Any React developer here?
The
Um,
well, yeah, it's context. I think.
context. Yeah. Then,
Huh?
so context. So I think Redux was like I've used Redux before with React, but I haven't used context. But I've heard that context has recently replaced the need for Redux in React projects, right or no?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, maybe Daryl has insights on that. Maybe not replaced. Maybe it's just being
Yeah.
preferred these days.
Yeah, so it's like what's like, because it's built in React. Is there something like that on Angular wherein like there's no third party stuff anymore within Angular itself? If
Hmm. I think for now, wala. Because I haven't really dig deeper in Angular yet because years pa ko nagamit. But from my experience, uh, wala siya native na like state management na introduce sa Angular. So I think maybe on Angular 11 or 12, ilan lang implement. But for now, we're using the NGRX fleet management. And if simpler fleet management lang ang ganahin mo, then also use RxJS for that, observables and your subjects to create your very simple state management. Yeah, so Redux is for use on kuan naman applications. There are so many data that shared to components, and then diba, usually for example, this page fetch the same data another component, diba? Then every now and then mo magbalhin ka sige kag fetch. So NRX lessons are murag ni kuha sa a solution for that ba na naka one source of truth to your data for that can be shared and updated to components inside Angular. So yeah, wala pa native.
okay, thank you.
All right. Any other question,
Okay.
guys? No?
That's all for me.
Okay. So I think that's it for this session, guys and girls. So if you have some questions or topics you want us to talk about, just leave a comment on the video on YouTube or in Facebook. If you find this discussion helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button. And for more tech updates and discussions
The
like
like.
this, you know the drill. Click subscribe. We already have 100 subscribers. Thanks, guys. We can
Yeah.
finally get the vanity URL in YouTube. Thank you so much. So I think that's it for us. Thank you, guys. This is the end of the broadcast. Thank you, Drew, Angular Cebu, shout out, and Ate Mary Louise Hermosa for being so active.
Thank you. Shout out
Bye-bye.
din ni Jan.
Oh, nice shout out si Drew. Again, Drew.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Shout out
Thank
ni
you,
Jam
everyone.
kay ni poster ko.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, kana i-ghost na inyong mga camera. Hello.